Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Where the fuck am I? Hey, yo. The hell? Never seen that. Hello, chat. Hello, people. Hello, party goers, friends of the channel, storytellers. Welcome to another Chillixion stream. Hand pink waving, the classic. The classic, the classic. Hello, hello, hello! How am I sounding? How are the levels right now? Let me see if I can peep. How are the levels right now? Let me see if I can peep. Yeah, my nemesis. My evil nemesis. Let's figure that out, though. Well, I need to turn it on so I can see the... Just turn that down. How's that? How's that? I can't even hear that. Wait, hold on. I'm a dumbass. Well, you guys can't hear it, but I can. Let's turn that down. How's that? Okay. How is the music now? Currently. How does it sound? I can only guess. I sadly can't verify at the same time. I mean, I guess I could. Nothing's stopping me from... That's good? Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, dope. Well, chat. We are here today. Well, let's actually begin with what I like to do at the beginning of these streams. I like to challenge myself. Ooh, big screen. No. We're going to do Smash Duel. We're going to do a little Smash Duel today, as we do every day. It's probably not going to show up, though. Oh yeah, guys. Smash Duel, yeah. Okay. Yesterday's character was Zelda. I didn't know that, so it's not finna be Zelda. That's for sure. Let's go. I've been watching a lot of Zelda videos. Let me move this. Hold up. I've been watching a lot of Zelda videos. Let's try Ganondorf. Male. Ooh, either demon or human. I assume human. From Zelda, bro. Kibby. Yeah, Kibby. My boy Kibby. Okay. Oh, from Smash 60. Okay, this is easy as shit, actually. Wait, from Melee, Nintendo 64, male. This is easy as fuck. Easiest shit ever. Let's go, Young Link. Oh yeah. Oh baby. Let's fucking go. Go chat. If the sound effects might be too loud. Oh, let me turn the sound effects down for y'all. Okay, never mind. It was not Kibby. I know you said Kirby, but I like the idea that you're saying it was not Kibby. Smash the Smash Duel. I fucking smoked that. Oh my god, 2 in a row. By the way, not sponsored, but I got me a Celsius. It's called Retro Vibe. Most generic name on the planet, by the way. Retro Vibe means nothing. Sparkling sherbet slush. It's alright. It's a lot of sugar. It's insane. I love Celsius. I get it. I've been trying. Sometimes on stream I get different energy drinks. Rockstars I don't fuck with. They shouldn't. This flavor is probably illegal. They should not have that flavor. Sparkling sherbet slush. Let's stick with the fruits, right? Rockstar I don't fuck with. It's too sugary. Celsius is quite good. This flavor is specifically, in my opinion, nuts. I would not recommend this to anyone. Unless Celsius wants to pay me. Then I'll think about it. I always get peach vibe because every... what the fuck? Every flavor... Sorry, yeah, the name peach vibe just got me. Every other flavor is an abstract deodorant name. Arctic breeze. That's insane. Yeah, that's craziness. Jeez, no, that's nuts to me. Jeez. Oh. I didn't realize. So whenever I have a white screen, I go on Wikipedia. Sorry, you have to see Wikipedia duck. The big duck, 20-foot tall duck building. Yeah, no, that name is nuts. I will say retro vibe means nothing to me. That's not telling me shit about the drink. Today on stream though, y'all, I wanted to. Should I bring myself up? I think I should. Today on stream though, y'all, I wanted to talk about a few things. We have a Lego set to look at, and we got the main meat and potatoes of the stream, which is fucking hot takes. But that's really all we're gonna be doing today. I don't want to do anything too crazy. I do want to say shout out to the love that y'all are giving the I ranked every live action Spider-Man video. I think that's the first video, technically not actually, a second video that I've turned a stream segment into a long form, and it went really well. The X-Men one flopped, but I probably could have done better with that video. So I'm very happy about the results of what's going on now. But we got a Lego set to look at, chat. We have Lego Marvel Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday set review. So these, I heard about these online, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because apparently these Lego sets be revealing shit, but they're not always accurate, right? Because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes the Lego sets just do what they want, because they're Legos, they don't really give a fuck. But the much anticipated trailer for Avengers Doomsday was released earlier this week, and now 5 sets based on the upcoming movie have been unveiled. Nightcrawler minifig, that's true! This will also be the first time a lot of these characters get Lego figures. In a minute. I mean, probably, did X-Men 97 have any minifigures? Did they have any Legos? Let's go on eBay. Okay, I don't know if these are real, y'all. Okay, they had some. Yes, okay. Continue. I don't give a fuck. Reject, bro. I don't care. $84. Jesus Christ. They had they got that Wolverine, they got that Rogue, that Cyclops, and they got that good guy Magneto. That is awesome. I'm happy that 97 made this design of Magneto, the sleeveless design, canon. Not canon, but made it in the public. Did they have any other ones? I don't think so. That's X-Men. That's not X-Men 97. But these are minifigure scale sets containing some characters making their minifigure debut, such as Mystique. Oh, I could have just waited. I could just wait a little bit. Such as Mystique, Nightcrawler, and Sentry, plus a Brickhead's pack and a Doctor Doom bust. Okay. Oh my god, look at these ugly fucks. They look so disgusting, bro. They got Gambit with a little tiny staff. The damn little... What's that stick, bro? They're kind of cute, but they're also ugly as hell. I'm not gonna lie. They got the Gambit Thor sweater thing, which is hilarious. I guess he's just gonna be in that sweater during Doomsday. And then Doom. Okay. I hate brickheads. So this is a thing, like a common thing. They might be worse than Funkos. Well, yeah, no, these are really ugly. I think their advantage is that I assume you build them. I assume you're building these ones, so there's an activity attached. With Funkos, you just kind of buy them and let them rot. The only Funko I like is the one my girlfriend got for me. We have the Doctor Doom bust. Okay. Word. It looks alright. Yeah, it's like a series. Okay. Understood. This Doctor Doom bust is alright. I love Doctor Doom. Dude, I need people, I kind of want like the future to be people like just straight up like fanboying and fangirling over Doctor Doom. I think that would be ideal. Let me move this shit here. That would be ideal for me, but I'm worried this movie's gonna make him like ass, bro. And I don't know what's worse. Someone not liking a character you like, or someone liking a character like, or someone liking a character you like because of a terrible mischaracterization. Yeah, the Avengers Doomsday set with Captain America, Is that I think that's Cyclops riding the Quinjet. Oh shit! And then the Thing and Doctor Doom. So is Cyclops gonna be riding the Quinjet? Not Quinjet. No, that is the Quinjet because it's an Avengers logo. In this movie, interesting. I don't think that Quinjet's fucking surviving this second. In this movie, you lost your mind. He's shirtless. Wait a minute. Big ass deal. The Thing is shirtless. Okay, yes sir. We got Cyclops. W design. Fucking finally. I can't believe it's 2026 and it's the first time we're seeing him in this fit. Like legitimately. Against a giant Sentinel, we got Thor, Mr. Fantastic, Mystique, Nightcrawler. Is Nightcrawler graying? How old is he supposed to be in this movie? I'm not against it. I'm just like, why? Well, you know? Like, how old is he? Because Nightcrawler, I mean, I guess in this verse, yeah, hello? Like, why is he graying? What? That's not like a problem. I'm just like, why? Is he old as shit? That's hilarious. Okay, I love that. Mr. Fantastic has this ugly ass mustache, bro. Mystique. Okay, I'm gonna be real. If they gave Mystique the outfit, why did they keep the scales? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not like the scales are on her whole body in the movie. They're only on her face. And I'm like, okay, why is he graying? It probably looks way better in the movie, to be honest. Finally, he has a fucking X logo too. Jesus, he probably looks way better in the movie. But I'm like, why is he graying? I have to give him black hair. And we have old ass Magneto. Yeah, I mean, if Magneto is graying, why the fuck is Nightcrawler gray too? I mean, I guess there's no other. Cyclops isn't graying. Nightcrawler's like younger than Cyclops. Okay, whatever. Being a nerd about it. We have Doom. Yeah, Magneto's about to get fucked up in this movie, bro. If Magneto manages to like actually hold his own, is it because they recast the same actor and he's like significantly older? I mean, they definitely did recast the same actor. I guess maybe they want to respect him. They could have gave him a black wig. It's okay. I guess that's more money for no reason. I mean, you know what? That might be the only reason. Yeah, you might have cracked the code. Then we have the Avengers Doomsday New Avengers Tower, Yelena, Bucky Barnes, Thor Sentry. Okay, so this is kind of confirming he's also blue. Yeah, he is also blue. So you're right. I don't know why he had to stay gray. This is kind of confirming that Sentry actually is the Sentry in this movie and isn't just Bob. Damn. Doom might beat his ass. The thing is, Doom is probably gonna beat everyone's ass in this movie. That's the thing. That's his thing. Doom beats your ass. It's the gimmick. Okay, we got Red Guardian, got Bucky, got Sentry. Crazy that Sentry is a brunette. I get that Bob's actor has brown hair, but at least like it was like vaguely brown. They're like, fuck character design, shit don't matter. Okay, that's cute. I wanted to check that out because I thought that would be interesting. I thought that would maybe tell us some more about this movie. Because Doomsday's the last movie I'm seeing this year, and it's coming out on a Friday. So, chat, we might stream that night. I don't know how I feel. Maybe just something like we did the Spider-Man one. Okay. Word. Yeah. Low-key, I'm like a real chocolate, like purist. But my favorite fake chocolate, bro, it's gotta be the Hershey's. Gotta be the Hershey cookies and cream. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit goes crazy. That shit goes crazy, chat. But those Lego sets, I think, showed us a good amount. Nothing too crazy. I don't think spoiled us too much on stuff we weren't aware of, but definitely told us what's going on in general. Okay. Well, might be time to jump into these hot takes. I'm a little worried. I don't know what kind of hot takes we're gonna see. Bro, I'm sorry. You can't tell me these are not like, yo, what's up? Hello, Karumi. Hello, Karumi. Welcome to another live stream. I'm actually opening a not sponsored Hershey's cookies and cream. But look at the inside, yeah. this to me, I'm like, this looks delicious. Absolutely, like, outstanding. We're about to jump into these Spider-Man hot takes. Still haven't even watched Brand New Day yet. It's okay. It's still in theaters, and you can still watch it. I don't think so. I do not think so, Karumi. The hot takes that we are looking for, none of them are after Brand New Day release. So none of these are going to include spoilers for the new movie or anything. But please let me know when y'all do. Cause I'll be real. I'm actually going to use my platform to talk about this now. I was talking to F.A., to my son. And he was saying he hasn't seen Spider-Man. He would if he didn't have to see the other 3 ones. I argue that you don't have to watch any Spider-Man movies before this one. I'd argue that I would introduce a child to Spider-Man. Not saying he's a child. This is a grown man I'm talking about, by the way. My son is a grown man. But my son's like 20 years old, I think. I think you're 20. This movie is low-key the perfect first Spider-Man movie to watch. I genuinely believe so. The thing is, I know on YouTube it looks like the emoji, but to me it is just the text. Cause this, you don't need to know anything. If you hear Spider-Man, you go, I know who that guy is. You know everything. You know everything you need to know. Cause you will watch it and you will see characters, and Spider-Man will know who they are and you will not. But that's normal. The movie is just being like, bro, move on. It's just like, hey, it's okay. You don't need to know where they come from. We'll tell you. Unironically, I actually think, F.A., my son, listen. I'm telling you. I actually think you should go watch this Spider-Man movie without having seen any of the other ones. And then let me know what you think of it. I think you should do it for science. Wait, let me add the sound effects. You should do it for science, for art, and most importantly, for Spider-Man. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Chat, I think everyone in chat should say, go watch Brand New Day so that he can do it. But chat, we're about to, I pulled up 4 separate posts of Spider-Man hot takes because I want to hear some Spider-Man hot takes. And if y'all got some Spider-Man hot takes, yeah, thank you, Karomi. Let's go. Not the first time you've made me watch something without any context for science. Okay, so you're making it seem like you're making it seem like I do some experiments on you, bro. That's not, no. I think it's fun. I think there is a beauty in watching things for the first time. And I think with the internet, too many people are like, you need to watch this, you need to watch this, you need to watch this, you need to watch this. And I'm like, bro, no, you don't. People are like, dude, catching up to every Marvel movie and every Marvel show before Avengers Doomsday, that's unnecessary. That is completely unnecessary. Why would you ever need to do that? Like, they're like, bro, you gotta watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Why? Those characters are not showing up. Fact. Those characters are not showing up ever again. Bro, you need to... This is like a... Look at this. I'll see this. There's a little character development right here. Bro, you need to watch She-Hulk. No, you don't. I don't even know if she's gonna be in the movie. Like, you lost your mind. Bro, you need to watch... Bro, I don't even think you need to watch Ant-Man. If I'm being honest. Maybe Ant-Man 1. That's it. What's the least relevant Marvel movie or series ever? Inhumans, because it's not canon anymore. Well, it is, I guess. I don't know. They never confirm things being not canon. And the implication is that everything is canon. If it releases, it's canon. But when they cancel it and then never acknowledge the continuity, that kind of fucking feels like it's not canon anymore. Inhumans, not irrelevant. Cloak and Dagger, irrelevant. A lot of those series are irrelevant. The Disney Plus shows are also Echo. Respectfully. What? What are we talking about? Not relevant. Most irrelevant movie though? A movie that you could skip? Dude, a lot of them, bro. Ant-Man Ant-Man Quantumania is no longer relevant because the thing they set up, that movie was setting up, got canceled because the actor Jonathan Majors had to go. Eternals. Yeah, Eternals, because I'm pretty sure whatever they're doing with that movie it's not important. That movie felt important when it came out because we all believed that it was gonna matter, and it never did. And some Marvel fans will say, "Oh, Eternals connects to the mutants. It connects to the mutants." No, it doesn't. They're connected lore-wise in the comics, but they're not connected in the movies, and they won't be. I just got vivid flashbacks to 90% of Wolverine Origins. Absolutely, absolutely unnecessary, bro. Absolutely unnecessary movie. The thing is, and the crazy thing is, that was even before the era when there were necessary movies. When I was a kid, I just watched that because I wanted to. That's because I was like, this is my superhero movie for the year, when there would be one at a time. But Eternals is not necessary, and that movie's pretty too. It's not good, but it's pretty. This cookies and cream is crazy, yo. But yeah. Yeah, I remember Eternals being talked about a lot when it came out, and then silence. That's crazy. I'm surprised you even heard it talked about. Yeah, I mean, cause what was it? People were like, "This is like the next big fucking thing, bro." And then they never released a sequel. They had a problem when Marvel stopped releasing sequels to movies in every phase. We would do like multiple sequels in a phase. We would be like, "Oh, everything phase 1, let's give it a sequel as soon as possible. Phase 2, if we need to. Everything in phase 2, give it a sequel in phase 3. Everything in phase 3, give it a sequel in phase 4. Everything in phase 4, I can fucking wait. No one gives a shit. I fucking do, bro. I give a fuck." I pulled up to the chill stream. Yes, you did, Warstage. Yo, go. We're about to hop into these Spider-Man hot takes. I say let's hop into it right fucking now. Chat. We have a post from OG Anime Goku's solos on our side Spider-Man. What hot takes do y'all have for Spider-Man? Okay, so this person has 3 hot takes. Miles is very different compared to Peter. This comes from someone, blah, 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 whatever. Chat, we're gonna go and we're gonna give it a proving sound effect. It's either a W hot take, or an L hot take. You know? So I don't know if that even registered. Yeah, there it was. It's either a W hot take or an L hot take. Let's go. I'm sick of Miles and Peter being friends. The original story for Miles was that he was bit by his spider and watched his Peter die, knowing he could have stepped in but didn't. Perfect mirror of the great responsibility quote, because Miles did have great power, and in that moment he did have a great responsibility. Peter Parker's death is and always should be the catalyst for Miles becoming Spider-Man. The recent Spider-Verse movies follow this enough, although I can't help but fear that the MCU is building more towards a Spider-Man rather than passing of the torch. Ooh, okay. Chat, what do we think about this hot take? Because I can definitely understand this. I'll say this. This is not ridiculous. I will say though, from what I remember, I thought Peter died because he's saying like, okay, Miles could have stepped in. I'm pretty sure Peter got jumped by the Sinister Six in the Ultimate Universe. I don't think Miles could have done anything, unless I'm incorrect, unless I am terribly wrong and I mixed that up. But I think Miles couldn't have done shit. I don't know if it's a hot take, but I keep telling niggas that the Spider-Verse movies are objectively the best Spider-Man movies. I don't think that's a hot take. I think everyone agrees. I fear. I'm fine with both outcomes of Miles. Yeah, I'm okay with both. I understand where this person is coming from, though. I think the great responsibility thing. I mean, the Spider-Verse movies did do that, but also had a great responsibility, as in, like, his Uncle Aaron died, right? Right? So it's like, no, not, yeah, Uncle Aaron. His Uncle Aaron died, and that's sort of his version of Uncle Ben. So having Peter be Miles' version of Uncle Ben is like, it's cool, and I understand it as like cool subtext and like extra layer of theming, but I don't think it should be necessary or a crutch to the character. But I can totally get not wanting Miles and Peter to be friends, because I want Peter to die. I was actually talking to someone about this. I need Peter to fucking bite it in the MCU. Straight up. Not as soon as Miles introduced. Give us maybe a movie. Someone under this actually says, which is why Miles shouldn't be introduced until Spider-Man 8. I kind of agree. I think you should introduce Miles in the third trilogy for Tom. Because let Tom be an adult Peter Parker. I think that's something that we all want to see, and I think that's something that this generation is already getting a Spider-Man who's the longest running Spider-Man ever in live action. I think this generation deserves a Spider-Man that's a full-grown adult with a job. Because right now, if you follow his journey, you get a young Peter in high school who graduates high school, goes to college, and is right now an adult, still, in the schooling zone, let's say. I think we deserve a third Spider-Man trilogy where he's just a working man. If they want to do stuff like Parker Industries, they can. I see no problem with it. I'm going to say, I don't 100% agree with it, but I'm going to say W hot take. W hot take. Yeah, W hot take. I think that's cool. We're going to try to not just lead into the infinite Reddit voids of these comments. We need Daily Bugle Parker in the MCU. Yeah, we do need Daily Bugle Parker in the MCU. I think the MCU, has a lot going on, and I think especially in Spider-Man movies, there's a lot going on. Again, no spoilers for Brand New Day. That movie, there's a lot going on. It's a long-ass movie, and a lot happens. So, I do hope we're able to get Daily Bugle. And I think it would be cool to see a unique interpretation of Daily Bugle. I'm still totally in support for having a Daily Bugle that is like more of like a online media space, right? I think a commentary on that would be interesting. Doesn't have to be using a storyline. I just think it's cool, because like, what is more classic than superhero working at a newspaper? With Superman, we're getting the very classic version. I think it would be cool to see Spider-Man adapt to it, because that sort of reflects DC and Marvel in a way, right? Where DC is like almost mythical, where it's like Superman's working at a newspaper. Like, what a fucking old thing to do. What a distant thing to imagine as a child, right? A child in 2026, where Peter gets to work in the modernized version because he lives in our world. They should make the Daily Bugle how they did Daily Planet in Superman 2025. And see, exactly what I was saying. I think that's totally valid too. I think that would be cool. I think whatever way they do it, I support it. Depends on the direction they want to take the MCU. Emperor Chop 2 says, I don't want Spider-Man to be in an endless state of struggle. He should be married to MJ with 2 or 3 kids, graduate with a PhD in physics or biochemistry, and working in a lab of his own with ties to Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four. He can be Spider-Man without the extra drama and suffering for the sake of conflict. Spider-Man stories can still be interesting without all of his bad luck. Ooh. Okay. And someone right below was like, this is the coldest take you could make on this subreddit. Yeah, I mean, we all agree that Spider-Man should grow up. I totally comic Spider-Man especially. Sorry, not to read your comment while I'm chewing on fucking cookies and cream. I'm sincerely not well versed in this stuff, but story-wise, I prefer stories that are character-specific and driven than like multiversal threats. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Much like this person on Reddit, I could technically say this is a cold take, but again, you said you're not, and I know you, bro. My son over here is not very superhero pilled. But yeah, I think we can all agree in chat. I mean, if someone disagrees, feel free to come up. I think we can all agree. People have been begging Spider-Man to be street level, which is why I say this is like the best first Spider-Man movie for you, bro. Because this is the most street level he's been ever. Like straight up in like a long time. This is the most street level he's ever been, and that's essential to the superheroism. I think because Marvel has been trying to do this multiverse arc and keeps dropping the ball and picking it back up. They keep trying to continuously, make the multiverse work and explain it. And they keep trying to do these big threat movies. And when they do movies that are more street level, like Thunderbolts or Spider-Man, that people love it a lot more. Multiverse stories can be fucking great too. I mean, there's a reason people love Hickman's Secret Wars, but that's because of build-up. Build-up makes these events even cooler. But that's what they should be. They should be events. They should not be every damn movie, right? Like even the characters that go to space, they're not doing multiverse stuff. They're doing different universes, but not versions of themselves. They're doing like go into the Cheeseverse or some shit. Sorry, I got a text from my awesome friend. But I agree. I mean, you know, hopefully after whatever saga, the multiverse saga in the MCU, we go to street level stuff. Not even street level, because not every character street level, right? You have your supernatural stuff, your magic, your space, your different genres, but having them be more about the characters and being like, let's set up this multiverse thing. And I'm nicer to the multiverse saga than most people, because I'm like, well, this is the only time you can do it, because this is like in real life, Marvel is literally acquiring these characters that couldn't have been used, so now they're making a big deal out of it. But they could have done it smarter. But anyway, if Emperor Chop's take, yeah, Peter should grow. Peter should have kids. Peter should be married. Peter Parker should grow. Especially in the comics, man. Ultimate Spider-Man cooked until it didn't cook. Straight up. Peter should be, so I'm going to say W take. Burram Dunn says, I really don't like the direction they went with Tom Holland's character throughout his trilogy. So much of his character was established in just under 15 minutes in Civil War because the story was already something everyone and their grandmas know about. Uncle Ben died. With great power comes great responsibility. When you have the power to stop things and you don't, they happen because of you. And this is a perfect way to introduce the beloved character into the MCU without giving a whole origin movie. Last minute, no less. But with each passing of his own solo films, it's like he forgets the lesson just for him to learn it again, only for his whole trilogy to be his origin story. Ooh, I want to disagree automatically, but I want to give it some fairness. Right? There is the argument of like, if he learned the lesson once, why is he learning it again? But we don't actually know that he learned the lesson. We just know that he knows what it means to be a superhero. And I think, you know, Civil War was a very different movie. I think that's how they did it, but they sort of went with the idea that, you know, he's young, he's spunky. Pause. The fuck? But whatchamacallit? Oh my god. I tried the sound effect. Yeah, that one. But he's young and he's spry, and it's more like he's learning to be a superhero. You know, because this is a world where he's able to do that. And I think the MCU does a lot of that. I think it does a lot of like, what is a story that we can uniquely tell in this format, instead of just taking the comics. Sometimes they do that because they're embarrassed of the comics, but sometimes they do that because the character's been adapted 2 times. And I don't know, I think they tackle it in very different ways in Homecoming and Far From Home, right? I think like Homecoming, like, I don't know, I think it's not just taking Spider-Man in isolation. I think it's taking Spider-Man in this world, which is something that I think is definitely, I don't know how I feel about it, right? I don't know how I feel about, you know, taking certain, I think you can take certain characters and make them a very different version, but to me, I'm like, that's now a question of, well, what is the representation in the culture, right? Spider-Man, before Tom Holland, if you like Spider-Man, you were either thinking Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield. There are certain characters who you say and you don't think of anyone. I think those characters, you should really focus on getting their adaptation to really be about the heart of the character. But I think of characters like Spider-Man, Batman less so. But Spider-Man is a character where you can play around a bit, as long as you're keeping the heart, right? Because the heart of Spider-Man is, with great power comes great responsibility. So I don't know. I disagree with this hot take. Personally, but I can definitely see how someone could get annoyed at this. I am okay with it though. I like to think that the heroes in New York, like the Avengers, gave Peter inspiration to be a hero like them, but it's shown a lot he struggles with his powers, and he finally got the lesson from Aunt May. Yeah, like, I agree. I think their inspiration on how to be a hero when he understands how to be a hero, but it takes a while, right? Because they made Spider-Man a coming-of-age story. He's literally growing up. They said, what if we took the growing up part of Peter Parker's story and really pushed it? That's sort of how I see it. Maybe that's me deflecting, though. And I also think an origin that stretches 3 movies allows for an emotional payoff that's a lot stronger. That worked, even if, some people not a fan of it. But I could definitely see some facts being spit on that. I like it, though. Jolene Besto Jojo says, honestly, I don't give a damn about who Peter gets paired with. Be it MJ, Felicia, Gwen, Cindy, or even a new character, it's whatever to me. As long as the couple is written in a respectful, cute, and relatable way, without writers messing around or self-inserting. It can totally work out, be it 616 or an alternate take on the character. People cling way too much to what MJ and Peter were prior to One More Day. And I completely get them, but let's be real. Marvel ain't ever gonna backtrack and return it. At least not for a while. They seem to have realized rage-baiting their own fan base sells well. Cough, cough, Zeb Wells run. Like, we need to be realistic as a fandom and move on. I'm not saying we should lose hope, but the fandom sounds borderline obsessive, and it sucks. I would love to see MJ coming back from him in the far future, yes. Do I mind if Peter gets with someone else and is happy? Nah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm totally cool with who Peter's with. I don't think it should be MJ now, but I think Peter should grow up. I don't think it needs to be specifically he gets married to Mary Jane and has 3 children and lives in New York City. I think as long as he grows. My only problem is when he's not grown. That's me, though. Peter should use more spider... Oh, wait. I'm going to say W Peter should use more spider-themed gadgets in the comics, like the Insomniac Spider-Man. The rest of the Spider family should be in other cities. Black Cat is a better love interest than MJ. Oh, well, these are... Okay, this is going through hot takes. Peter should use more spider-themed gadgets in the comics. I don't read enough modern Spider-Man comics to really comment on that, so I'm going to skip that. The rest of the Spider family should be in other cities. I'm not against that. I'm okay with that. I think that's cool. I don't know. Like Kane, would I want to see Kane in I don't know, Boston? I mean, you know what? I want to see how it's written. I want to see how it's written, and I wouldn't be against it. I'm not gonna put sound effects for all these though. Black Cat is a better love interest than MJ. I'm gonna agree. I like Black Cat more than MJ as a relationship for Peter. I think it makes more interesting stories. I think dating your villain is cool. I think it's just like that's more interesting because then it's like moral dilemmas mixed with romance. Especially when it's not just like, oh my god, Black Cat is hot. What the freak? Like alright. I agree. I think MJ and Peter can be done really well. I still love their relationship, but I do agree Black Cat is a better love interest than MJ. Black Cat works better as MJ's friend than as her rival. I can't imagine a moment where I've seen either, so I'm not gonna say anything. I hate the web of life and destiny. Yo, F.A., if you're here, you're like, what the fuck is the web of life and destiny? What the hell? What? The idea that Peter was destined to be Spider-Man ruins the idea that anyone could be Spider-Man. I'll say it. I agree. And I love stupid comic book shit. I think it's dope. I think you can still do the web of life and destiny. I don't think it should be Peter is destined to be Spider-Man. I think every Spider-Man can be like cosmologically connected. But I don't think it should be like no matter what Peter was gonna be Spider-Man. Because I think that's pretty dumb. I don't know. But again, oh my god. Thank God it fell on my blanket on the floor. That's awesome. But I agree. Peter should remain a teacher? Yeah. Is that a different web from the one in Spider-Verse? I think. Like, literally, yes, it is a different thing. But I don't know if it's supposed to be representative of the same idea. I think the one in Spider-Verse is just the web of the multiverse. I think that's just how they represent the multiverse. The web of life and destiny is like a spiritual, magical, cosmological thing that, from what I remember, let's fucking look at it, bro. What am I doing? I have Google right in front of me, bro. Go on Marvel Wiki, bro. The web of life and destiny is a three-dimensional construct in five-dimensional space, which acts as a model of the entire multiverse and enables travel between realities. Located on Earth 001, the Great Web was created by Ninth and unifies the spider totems and their avatars across the multiverse. The web is sentient, with its consciousness being known as the web heart. It is a counterpart to the symbiote hive mind and competes with it. Naturally, yeah, no, yeah, so, you know. We all know this, right? Obviously. I love comic books. See, this, I like that there is something like this. I don't like that this guarantees Peter becoming Spider-Man. But also everyone is Spider-Man in the multiverse. I'm not gonna go on a rabbit hole about this. Hope that answers your question, bro. Peter should remain a teacher. Peter should definitely remain a teacher. Like I said, Peter should be a teacher. Peter should be teaching classes. Peter should... Like, I think that's cool. Peter goes from a very smart kid to a very responsible person and does the most responsible thing, which is teach the next generation. I think it's dope. I also think being a teacher gives him responsibility. Either make him a teacher or make him a scientist, businessman. Not saying like Peter should be a billionaire. I don't give a fuck. But I think he should, I don't know. He's a smart guy. Make that helpful. Make that useful to his life. There hasn't been a good new Spider-Man villain since Mr. Negative. I see don't. What the fuck? Who are the most recent Spider-Man villains? I don't know like their release dates, yo. List of Spider-Man enemies. There's no way I saw Anne Hathaway. You lost your mind. You lost your soul. When was Mr. Negative made, my brother? What, is Mr. Negative not a Spider-Man villain? Oh, okay, it's these guys. So the most recent, there's Carnage, which Carnage is a GOAT. Obviously, we all know Carnage. Regent, don't know. Do I know Screwball? I think I know Screwball. Screwball is not Mr. Negative, though. Let's not lie. Yeah, I think that's right. To be fair, there's only been 6 more. So it's not really, I mean, that's not a hot take, but that's not like crazy. There's only been 6 more Spider-Man villains. So it's facts. I don't know any of them, so Mr. Negative is tough. This is towards MCU Spider-Man rather than any other, but I hate Iron Man being Spider-Man's mentor. That's, bro. Time for people to idolize and respect other heroes. Bro, I hate hearing this Iron Boy Jr. shit. They treated Iron Man like a mentor when that really should have been Uncle Ben's role. At the age of 15, he already had high-tech suit, all kinds of gadgets. He wasn't just a kid in spandex with web shooters and spider-like powers. Should have been at the time. Here's the thing. I'll say this. This exact opinion is literally why they did the trilogy like that. Which does not mean like, that makes this opinion wrong. That'd be fucking stupid. The opinion's not wrong. Because opinions can't be wrong. Everyone can have their own opinion. But to me, I never had a problem with it. Again, I think it's cool to put Peter Parker in the context of this world. Because in a world where Iron Man is like the bringer of like tech and high-tech shit and superheroes in this world, of course Peter would give a damn. You know, in Marvel Comics, you start in the 60s and you really get it, most of the time it's a continuity where there aren't really superheroes around. Peter's not really inspired by anyone else. He's just a good guy. Right? But in the MCU, that's very different. You had to adapt. And I get giving him too much tech. But I also think, you know, I get why they took it away. I think that's really cool, and I think it's especially helpful. But also, Spider-Man is a tech guy. Spider-Man has gadgets. Spider-Man has gadgets, y'all. Let's not pretend like he doesn't. This is about the Ultimate Comics. I haven't really read Miles' Ultimate Comic Run. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a fan of the whole Spider-Verse idea. People gonna call this guy crazy. I don't dislike it. I think the way they've been doing it in the Spider-Verse movies and No Way Home, that shit's hard. I don't really care for it that much in the comics, though. I'll be real. But there's stuff that the movies do better than the comics. Like Deadpool. Comic Deadpool is annoying as fuck. Comic Deadpool pisses me off. Live action Deadpool's kind of funny. And I like his movies. So that works for me. The fans are holding him back more than writers. Anytime a writer takes him in a new direction, there's a massive outrage, and then Marvel replaces the writer with someone who will return to the status quo. That doesn't sound wrong. I don't pay attention to Marvel fan outrage as much as probably people think I do. That doesn't sound wrong. People do get mad at every Spider-Man run. But also, like, allegedly, no one has taken Spider-Man in a crazy in the direction that all the fans. There is like a direction that universally people want to see. People want to see Spider-Man grown up, married with kids, and still being Spider-Man. They did that once with Ultimate, and it did great. So Marvel knows this, they're gonna do it. They just don't want to do it with their main saga because they want things to be in the status quo. Scooter, hello Scooter. Brand New Day was peak. I still thought your pitch was cool. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me, yo. I really appreciate that. You know, the more I think about Brand New Day, the more I like it. I want to watch it again. My pitch is all right. My pitch is not that good. The ideas in my pitch I like. I like the ideas in my pitch. But, you know, the movie's a movie, bro. The movie's a well-written movie, so. The fandom likes to hold back Spider-Man just as much as Marvel editorial do. Same thing. I'm gonna say, yeah, the W opinion. We're going through Spider-Man hot takes, by the way, Scooter. Do you have a Spider-Man hot take? Put it in the chat. The mayors will never come back, and it's a waste of time waiting for it to happen. I think that's nuts. I think it will happen at some point. I think saying it will never happen is ridiculous. Because that's implying that, like, you're only going to get writers who keep the status quo. At some point, one of the fans who's going to get frustrated is going to become a writer. So unless, like, the implication is that they're brainwashing these writers, like, it will happen at some point, right? That reminded me of the only comic book I owned as a kid. And it was a Hawkeye versus Deadpool. I got as a prize, and my mom didn't let me read it because it looked too violent. Random thought, sorry. Hey, shout out to your mom. Your mom might have been right. Well, you're based on your age, and when that would have been, if it was Hawkeye versus Deadpool, that shit probably was bloody. That shit probably was bloody as fuck. That's when Hawkeye's cool as fuck. I like Hawkeye. Not in the movies though. Felicia is not a great match for Peter. There's a reason they don't stay together for long. Peter can't really trust her. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's just the story, actually. I think that's just the plot of every story with Felicia. Yeah, she's a villain, bro. Modern Spider-Man comics are not that bad. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think we should jump to the next batch of hot takes. Give me some Spider-Man hot takes, and I'll give you mine. I hate when they make Peter essentially a pipsqueak and feel the need to give him a mentor to guide him and make choices for him. Spider-Man is supposed to be smart, not small. I think that's fine. I think when you have Spider-Man be really young and have him be a surrogate for the audience, I think that works. Especially, like, because in the context, like, the thing is that's going to happen, bro. If you're going to have a unified universe, it's most likely going to happen because Spider-Man is your most popular character. But I think that's valid. There's nothing wrong with Aunt May being old. Siblings can have larger age gaps, like between Peter's dad and his uncle. So it's not unrealistic for her to be old. It's just unlikely, not unrealistic. I'm gonna say valid take. Aunt May being old is totally fine. I support it. I'm okay with it. I think the thing is, like, what is considered old has also changed, I think. Like, whatchamacallit? Like, I think someone right in the reply is talking about like Aunt May being 60. Like Aunt May was 60-ish in 1962. Aunt May is also 60 in the goddamn. I'm not blurry, bro. I'm in the blur zone. Oh no. Oh no. I'm in the blur zone. In the blur zone. In the blur zone. Damn. Bruh. Okay, hold up. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, no. I think it's fine. I think some people draw older ladies and just don't make them old anymore. You know? Like, don't draw them, like, really wrinkly and, like, with gray hair. Because then you'll be like, oh, they're, like, 80. Or, like, 90. And Aunt May is not, like, 80 or 90. Aunt May looks young in the movies, that's for sure. But also, it's, like... I think it's the idea of, like, okay, well, what can kids relate to? Aunt. I think having her old is fun, though. I think it's a fun detail. I don't think it's, like, one of those things where that's necessary to her character. Having her be older, for sure, is very important. That's for sure, that's for sure, that's for sure. I also think Marissa Tomei just looks young. That's also, she just looks like, she's just like a healthy person. I hate when they put Peter back at the Bugle. Oh my god, if Karomi's still here, we got your op in the chat. We got your op in the Reddit. I hate when they put Peter back at the Bugle. The photographer job was to pay bills. His career path should be involved with the sciences. You know what? Fuck it. I disagree. I think, I mean, yes, the photographer job was to pay bills, but, you know, I mean, maybe the 60s were different, yo, but if taking a photographer job means you have a camera, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, having a camera means, oh, you like to take pictures. I think a lot of the interpretations are like, no, Peter likes taking pictures. Peter, like, enjoys to take pictures. I do think that he should eventually lead up to science. I think science is his true passion. I think that's the point of his character. But I think it's totally fine for him to take pictures on the side or like taking pictures. Especially because he's the only guy on Earth. Well, maybe not in 2026, right? But he's one of the only guys on Earth who can take pictures like that. You know? Who can get really up close. I mean, if there's like a photographer with like a jetpack, I guess. But he's like the only one who can take those type of pictures. I think it's fine though. And plus, I think it's iconic to the character. I don't think it's damaging to have him be a photographer. Like, even part-time photographer would be cute. I don't know. I mean, I do think at some point he should be busy enough where he cannot do photography, but it's fine. Amazing Spider-Man movies weren't peak. You were just a child when you saw them, and nostalgia's a hell of a drug. Talk to him. Talk to him, chat. If his camera is good enough to take pics to pay bills, he likes doing that. Well, now, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, plus in the 60s, man, like nowadays we all got cameras because we all got phones. I do not think people were just carrying around cameras in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s or whatever. You know, he's carrying around a camera. He's not taking a picture of his phone. So I don't know. To me, I'm like, he likes photos. Yeah, no, the Ultimate Spider-Man movies are not that good. They're pretty bad. The second one's really bad. The first one is kind of boring as hell. And Garfield is outstanding. That is true. There seems to be a response to the main thing. I especially dislike how people think that Norman was Peter's mentor or father figure after Ben died. Because Peter did have a mentor as a young man. His name was George Stacy. Norman Osborn just paid rent for the apartment he was sharing with his son in their first year of college. Ooh. See, this is like classic comic stuff. See, I didn't even know George Stacy was a mentor, bro. Because those fucking Amazing Spider-Man movies trick you, bro. It's propaganda, bro. It's telling you that Peter and George was not fucking with each other the whole time. I think Peter... I think it's cool that he had George as a mentor, though. I didn't know that. Yeah. And to be fair, I don't know, maybe bills in the 60s were cheaper. I don't know. Maybe maybe it took less pictures to pay bills back in the day. Maybe we're cooked. Spider-Man No More is usually a kind of a bad plot line. I don't think it makes sense for Peter. Also, there is a better similar story in the really early books. Disagree. I love Spider-Man No More. I think seeing your hero falter and then get back up is awesome. Right? I think Spider-Man's cool because he wants to be Spider-Man because he chooses to do the right thing. It's a bit, there's nothing wrong with having your character, fall to the dark side. I think Spider-Man is one of those characters that should do that. I think that one character I think the two characters you should not have fall to the dark side are characters like Batman and Superman. And specifically like Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne. Right? Because they're symbols. And the idea is like, no, Superman doesn't do that. I think Superman can think of it. Right? But then he's like, no. Spider-Man is young. Spider-Man is reckless. Spider-Man has to learn to be responsible. Superman isn't about responsibility. Superman's gonna save you, bro. That's not the question, man. The question is like, I don't know. It's very different. Spider-Man is about responsibility, though. And I think the lesson about responsibility shouldn't be, if you're responsible all the time, you'll figure it out. It should be like, no. So there'll be times where you're not responsible, but just like Spider-Man, you can pick yourself back up and be responsible. I think especially when it's like he loses his powers, I think that's especially valid. I think that's especially fucking valid. So I disagree with that. Spider-Man No More is hard as fuck. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but Gwen should not have died when things were starting to be cool between her and Peter in the TASM film franchise. I guess it's a hot take because of the fact that Peter would never redeem himself by saving Michelle in No Way Home. So in that way, he needed it. I'm not gonna, I'll play the sound effect. I'm gonna disagree with that. I just like, that's like peak drama. The stuff is starting to get good between you and someone, and tragedy takes them away. That's a basic way of breaking it down, but that's just good drama, I fear. I like having multiple Spider-Man in 616. How do I think about this? Man. My cookies and cream. I think in the comics, you definitely should have two Spider-Man. Peter's gonna stay. They're never getting rid of Peter. And Miles is too iconic. You can get rid of him now. The fuck? That was crazy if you get rid of him. So you gotta have two Spider-Man. Sorry. They shouldn't do the same shit. One of the Spider-Man, to me, right now, it should be, this is the Spider-Man trajectory. Peter Parker's a teenager. Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man. Peter Parker is an adult. Young adult. Peter Parker is a full adult. Miles Morales is a teenager at the same time. Miles Morales becomes Spider-Man. So now we have two Spider-Men in two completely different age groups. You have Peter doing adult shit and Miles doing teenage shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? To me, that works. Now, when we have fucking like Scarlet Spider and Spider-Gwen, and I'm like, God damn. And then fucking Silk and Spider-Woman and fucking, I'm like, what the hell are we doing, bro? And then we start opening the multiverse and we get Spider-Noir, and I'm like, God damn, chill. At least the multiverse characters are somewhere different. Yeah, I think we should have Peter and Miles. That's just me, though. That is just me, though. I'm gonna be honest. Why is Kitty Pryde pushing middle age when Peter is mid-20s? He was in grad school when she was 13. That second part of the comment is less relevant. Time matters not in comics, to be honest. But I agree. Kitty and Peter should be the same age. Kitty Pryde should not be, or Kitty should be younger. Right? Peter Parker right now is in his early 20s in the MCU. Kitty should be 13, like the comment says in the movies right now. And then they should grow. For me, the X-Men and their ages, I'm like, bro, they matter so much. Almost more than other characters in comic books. Right? Jean, Cyclops, Angel, and Iceman should all be older than characters like Kitty. And they should honestly be either the same age or older than characters in Peter. Right? Wolverine should be the oldest. Storm should be around their age, but Storm should not come in as a teenager. Storm should come in as a grown-ass woman. Because that's the whole thing. It's like, no, she's a leader as fuck. She pulls up and she's like, girl, I got this. I'm going to figure this shit out. But you get the rest of them there when they're super young, so they get to be a lot more immature. The idea is you don't get to see Storm immature. Storm has been mature. That shit cost. Rogue. Did bro just say Rogue? Yeah, I assume you're talking about this. Yeah, I mean, Rogue should be like same age or a little older than Peter. Like Rogue, we should be finding Rogue in like her late teens, early adulthood, and we should find her young, but she should not be that young. You know, like there's a scene in the Spider-Man trailer where there's a girl with Rogue's hair, kinda, and my friend was like, "Oh, that's Rogue. What if they introduce Rogue like that?" And I'm like, that would kind of be fucking stupid. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't like that. I said it nicer. I'll be honest. Cause I'm like, Rogue should not be introducing Rogue chilling. Rogue should be doing something. Rogue should be struggling. And Rogue, I don't know. This is too early. Why are we setting up Rogue this early? That shouldn't be Rogue. All right. Also, Rogue shouldn't be in New York. Also, Rogue shouldn't have the streak until she gets her powers. And if she has her powers, she shouldn't be chilling in New York. But yeah, like the X-Men ages matter so much, yo. Like, to me. The old ones can be fucking... The old ones, it doesn't matter. They're old. Bro, as long as they're adults. Like, that's what matters, bro. I don't care if, like, Magneto's played by a 30-year-old, bro. Just give him some wrinkles and gray hair and tell me he was born in the fucking 20s. It's not that hard. It's genuinely very easy to just make that up. The teenagers, though, that matters. Venom gets too much of a presence in Spider-Man comics. He's a great character, sure, but he's getting way more of the spotlight than he deserves. Yeah. I think... for the icon status that Venom has, he's getting exactly what he's earned. Venom is like one of the most iconic Spider-Man villains. He might be the most iconic Spider-Man villain, actually. And I say might be because I don't even know if he's a villain, to be honest. He'd be an anti-hero a lot of the time now. You know? Sometimes he's just a straight-up hero. So, you know, that's me. That's me. But no, I think Venom gets valid attention. I'll be real. Peter never had a better job than at the Bugle. That's crazy that we got such fucking crazy different takes. No, I liked Parker Industries more. I'm gonna disagree. I liked Parker Industries a lot more. And I liked when he was a professor a lot more. I'll be real. Amazing Spider-Man works better and is more fun to read and treats its characters better. Oh, that's the comic. What's good, chill? Is that Mr. Nostalgia? Is that Mr. fucking Nostalgia chat? Oh, shit. Chat. Mr. Nostalgia. You going through Reddit hot takes. Is that why you clicked on this, gang? Because you saw Spider-Man Reddit hot takes? What's your hot take? Nostalgia. What's your hot take? I'm about to call you the Texas speech goat, but I think we're past that era. We're far past that era. We just went through a take that says Spider-Man has never worked a better place than at the Bugle. I said I disagree. Because I like Parker Industries and I like when he's a professor. I think that's dope. I prefer... Ooh. My hot take is that Kitty Pryde is the best Peter Parker love interest. What the fuck? Is that cap? You think Kitty is the best? I don't think she... Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm basic. I'm a Gwen guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm basic. I'm a Gwen guy because I like the drama. I love the drama. You know? That is nuts. Dang. You know what? Shout out to that hot take. I disagree, but I support it. Okay. Jacart 3 Rob says, I prefer Peter, but Miles should be the main Spidey, while Peter is retired or takes on a more secondary role. Peter's intelligence is important and should be acknowledged, but I don't think he should be on a similar level. Oh, these are all different hot takes. Okay. Peter, I prefer Peter, but Miles should be the main Spidey. I kind of half agree. I think I want to live in a world where Miles Morales is the main Spider-Man at some point. I don't think that world is soon. And I don't think Marvel is that daring to do that. Right? I think right now we're in a conversation where it's like, oh my god, Peter should have kids and should be married. Marvel will never do that. They'll do that one day, bro, but I don't know if they're ever going to let go of him. But I don't know. I love the idea of comics continuously evolving with the times. I mean, comics are going to outlive me. So I would love it to be different than when I'm reading it. But I don't know if they're ever going to graduate to Miles being the main Spidey. That makes sense, though. Because then you get to tell the same Peter Parker type stories just with a new character. Like, because the real thing is, like, they don't want Peter to fucking, be too old and then not appeal to young kids. Miles is the same thing. What's been the craziest take you've seen so far? Gang, it might be yours. I'm not going to lie to you. We've seen... Chat, I don't even remember. It says Spider-Man No More is actually a bad plot line. To me, that was cap. But I don't think we've seen crazy ones. We've seen ones I've disagreed with, but I don't think we've seen any crazy hot takes. Our side Spider-Man has been very respectful so far. Peter's intelligence is important, and it should be acknowledged, but I don't think it should be on the similar level to Iron Man and Mr. Fantastic. Agreed. I agree with that. Peter should not be that smart. I think the smartest Marvel characters should be people like Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Doctor Doom, Moon Girl, like people like that. Nathaniel Richards, like the crazy characters of intelligence where it's insane. I think Peter should be smart as fuck, but I don't think it should be a supernatural level of intelligence. I think Peter should just be a smart guy. That's me, though. That's just how I feel. Ben saying with great power, the with great power line is cheesy and a bit ridiculous for someone to say as advice, but it's a great line. I prefer it to just being something said in a narration box. Okay. Got me in the first half. It is cheesy. It's ridiculous. It's very campy. I mean, yeah. I think comic books should be campy. I don't think comic books should have realistic dialogue. I think that's ridiculous. My hot take. Hello, Soren. Like a bird. My hot take is that every single Spider-Man project should take from Ultimate Spider-Man in any way. This shit is peak, and also Peter should make web shooters to aim his organic webs. Whoa! I've never heard that latter one. Is that like an original idea, or has that been done somewhere and I'm silly? That's actually kind of dope. Mixing the web shooters and the organics. I think organics a little gross, but you know what? I think if you're gonna go for it, make it different. In any way, Ultimate Spider-Man is peak. Ultimate Spider-Man, like the classic Ultimate Spider-Man comic, is absolutely gas. It's absolutely like the best. Yeah, the best line in the Ultimate verse. I'm gonna be real. Hey man, I'm a Kitty Pryde stan. How you gonna feel when they fumble Kitty Pryde in the MCU? How you gonna feel when that happens? Because you know damn well it's only a matter of time before they start fumbling those X-Men. I'm not gonna lie, they're gonna do something really good, but they're gonna fumble a lot of them, and I think Kitty Pryde's gonna be one of them. I love Kitty too. I just think Peter being with an X-Men works really well because Peter can't protect her. X-Men still have her back. Works really well for you, works really well for your emotions is what that sounds like. But I support, I support that. I'm not against Kitty Peter. I think that's totally fire. Kitty Pryde and Peter were not a good relationship because of Peter. He was a bop. Damn. God, I'll keep trying to play the wrist sound effect, bro. The wrist sound effect is not working. I'd love to see Spider-Man in a long-term relationship with another hero. I support that. I think Marvel Comics shouldn't be scared of just having certain characters get together. Magic Boy 06. Ooh, Spider-Man hot take. Magic Boy, hello, welcome to the stream. What is your Spider-Man hot take? Drop it in the chat. We're going through a bunch right now. Dang. Y'all, I'm gonna say a hot take. I'm serious, y'all. I'm dead ass, man. I'm dead ass. I do not care for Spider-Gwen. I'll repeat it. I do not care for Spider-Gwen. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's... I love Gwen Stacy, and I love her outfit, and I love Haley Steinfeld. But I do not care for Spider-Gwen. The second those Spider-Verse movies are wrapped up, I'ma need that character gone. Gone. Whoa, what the fuck? Gang, yo, what are we doing? Hey, yo, chill, Soren. Chill, bro. What are we doing? If not Kitty, then what superhero would you like to see Peter with? Dang. I don't know if I have a specific one, but I think Peter should date around. I think Peter should date around Miss Marvel. I hope to God you mean Carol Danvers, gang. Miss Marvel? How old is Miss Marvel in the comics right now? How old is Miss Marvel in the comics right now? Because to me, when I think Kamala Khan, I'm thinking a 15-year-old, and Peter is a grown-ass man in my head. I'm gonna be honest. My sort of Spidey-related hot take is that mentors are crutches for writing characters. Learning. Oh, shit! Oh, look. I got my chat pulled up on something else. Miss Marvel is Miles' age, I think. Like 20. Okay, so Soren, you and Mr. Nostalgia have different opinions on how old Miss Marvel is. Are crutches for learning because it's easier to write someone being taught than the right thought process and how they figure stuff out. You know what? I think that's interesting. I think the use of the word crutch is very interesting. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think in a similar way, well, not a similar way, but I sort of see mentors as like tradition, like literary tradition. Like, you know, when you're doing you know, paying homage to stuff. I think giving characters mentors only works sometimes. Right? I don't think there's a lot of superheroes that really need mentors. I think sidekicks need mentors. Obviously, if you're a sidekick, that's get yourself a mentor. How the fuck you gonna be a sidekick without a mentor? That don't make no damn sense. But like Kamala Khan, I don't think Kamala Khan needs a mentor. I think, you know, but I don't know. I think for like fight stuff and magic stuff and power stuff, I think there's two sides to it. I think there's the learnable and I think there's the unlearnable. And I think for the unlearnable, you should give them a mentor. I think for the learnable, you can either have them, you can either give them a mentor, but then that implies that the character could not have learned that, even if it is learnable, which sort of implies an immatureness. And then I think you could not give them a mentor, which I think implies being... I think not having a mentor and figuring stuff out sort of implies, like, not even like prodigyness, but sort of implies like being superior in sort of intelligence in a way. Damn, chat, y'all are blowing up. Shout out. Let me go through these. Magic Boy 06 said, let's see maybe Spider Totem shouldn't exist since it kind of makes the whole thing with Spider-Man lore too complicated. I think that's valid. I think Spider Totems shouldn't be... I don't think Spider Totem should be like a main thing in the movies. I don't think the movie should ever talk about that shit. I think that shit should be stuck to like long-running narratives. Like, unless you're gonna do 3 trilogies, bro, do not be talking about no Spider Totems, bro. Like, the MCU should not be talking about Spider Totems right now. No. Hell no. I'm glad they're not. Or maybe they are. No spoilers. But I'm glad we don't see that in the future because that shit is crazy. That should be for like comics where you're reading for like years, or a TV show where you get a lot of space to do stuff. And I kind of agree. Miss Marvel is Miles' age. Didn't Miles and Kamala date at some point? Figured they're around the same age. Miles is 20 right now, right? Or I'm bugging. No idea. I haven't kept up with the mainline Marvel universe since like all new, all different era. I don't know if Miles is 20. He might be. If Miles is 20, that don't make no damn sense because I think Peter is still fucking 20. Why are they aging up my... I hope Miles isn't 20. Miles should be a teenager. Miles should not. Miles and Peter should be like an entire education group apart. Miles should be in high school when Peter has graduated grad school. Peter should be in college when Miles is in middle school. That's my thoughts. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the spider totem, but what's wrong with the whole spider bite stuff? Make it simple. I agree. I think keep it simple. And I think comic book weirdness is something I always love, to be fair. I love when comic book stuff is weird. I think the weirder you get, the crazier, the more fun it is, as long as you make it fun. But I don't think it should be essential for the story. I don't think it should be goddamn essential to understand what's going on. I truly don't think so. Then Soren says, hot take, people only like Black Cat and Peter because it hasn't been done mainstream. I kind of agree. I think a lot of people would be more bored of Black Cat and Peter because I think a lot of people just like the novelty. I like that relationship because that's just the thing I like. I like the conflict there. I'm always gonna like that. I'm never gonna get bored of it, but I think a lot of people will get bored of it. Mr. Stout just says, matter of fact, I remember there was a comic where balloons were covering up Miles' age on a birthday cake. I don't even think Marvel knows how old he is. Oh my god. Christ. Yo, the sliding time scale is helpful, but bro, they need to set some fucking rules, game. Straight up. I just got checked. He got aged down again. He is forever at high school right now. That's okay. Give Peter kids and they can age up Miles. Let's talk about that. Give Peter kids and you can age up Miles. Because again, if you have both of them so close to the age, I don't think they stand out, and they should stand out. And them just being two different characters is not enough to make them stand out. Whether or not us as fans understand them as different characters does not mean that some 6-year-old kid is going to be like, Spider-Man, what the hell? Why are there two of them? What the fuck? Why do they do the same shit? Why do they do the exact same shit? And they're going to go to Peter Parker, which means Miles is going to get less attention. Right? The reason why the Spider-Verse movies work so well is because they make Miles so much fucking more different than Peter. And because these Spider-Verse movies are nothing like we've seen Spider-Man do before in cinema. But when they bring them to the MCU, bro, they should not have Miles and Peter be the same age. That'd be ridiculous. That's just me. Have Peter deal with the adult stuff and Miles deal with the teen stuff. I like that. Exactly. Or people like Black Cat and Peter because they love Batman and Catwoman dynamic. Yeah, they do. It's the same thing. Hot take, I think Miles is Spider-Man, but I like the Kid Arachnid as a name. I'm not gonna lie, bro, that's insane. That name sucks. That name is ass. Kid Arachnid is garb. Kid Arachnid is like what Invincible or The Boys names their spider character, bro. Like, that is like some straight doo-doo. I'm not gonna lie, Soren, respectfully. Anything is better than what he went by Spider. But yeah, he should just go by Spider-Man. He should, yeah. There's no like, I think people make it too complicated. They're like, oh my god, but how are we gonna know, bro? There's like hundreds of Green Lanterns, you know. And not only that, but there's also like 6 that are comic heroes that could have their own series. There's no problem. It's not like, bro, it's fine. I don't think there should be 8 Spider-Man, but I think 2 is fine. 2 is a great number. Dang. Okay, chat. That's fire. Use Spidey in the 2017 animated series. Dang, Spidey sucks. That name is garbage, bro. Arachnid is right there. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That name sucks too. That's garb. I'm not gonna lie. Arachnid is crazy. I think mostly because it's like, it is Spider-Man. I think trying to name something else that's not Spider-Man is like, that's like having Coke and then calling it like Sparky Soda, and it's Diet Coke, and it's like, what are we talking about? You can just name it Coke. It's fine. I don't care. The Soda TV show is go to not gonna lie, yo. This is Hot Take Central. We are getting crazy takes. I hated that show. Yeah, that show was. I thought that shit was kind of buns. I'm not gonna lie. I honestly think the last like really good Spider-Man TV show was fucking. Well, actually no. Friendly Neighborhood was good. That shit was hard. The Spectacular, obviously. Spectacular is that guy. That show had great ideas and concepts. You know what? I'm glad I had great ideas. Actually, another hot take. I really like Spider-Man Unlimited. I thought it was a really fun take on a character that was canceled prematurely. I've never seen it. I've never seen that show. I've never seen it. I think I've seen every other Spider-Man incarnation. Like, at least a episode of all of them except that one. Never seen it, chat. Gonna be honest, chat. I've never seen that. I don't know what they should do with it, whatever next Spider-Man incarnation. I think they should keep that shit separate from the MCU, though. Friendly Neighborhood was... I did like that show a lot. And that's so separate from the MCU. It's beautiful. I was excited for Friendly Neighborhood when it was gonna be an MCU show. And I was like, oh my god, yes, give us some origin. Please give us Black Norman, make him canon. Oh my god. I think I assume that's like Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was better off not being in the MCU. Yep. With the way they went, for sure. And I think they were allowed to be a lot more creative, which I think is why they changed it. I think there's so much like not negativity, but there's so much pushback in the MCU, and it's constantly changing. And when you have an MCU show, I truly think it is more vulnerable to being changed or canceled than if it's not MCU. Because the second they're like, this does not fit our plan, they can cancel that shit. And to them, they can say that that's valid. You know? But that's me. The intro is so peak that worth watching at least one episode, in my opinion. I might check it out then. Need Johnny and the rest in the F4 in Friendly Neighborhood. For facts. Oh my god, for facts. Especially since it's not MCU. I want them to do, if they do the F4, I need them to make the F4 just completely different than the movies. Give us something new. Give us something different. Straight up. Okay, this next hot take. Mary Jane is a great character and my favorite love interest for Peter, but she's far from perfect. Too many people focus on the one time she beat Chameleon with a bat in her sexy, confident moments. Oh gosh. And ignore the stuff that she is flawed and complicated person with a lot of issues who would get upset with Peter over stuff. Yeah, I don't think anyone is saying MJ is perfect. I think her nuance and her complexity is what makes her a great character. Not fact. I don't want Reed to look like Pedro. For fact. Dude. I like Pedro Pascal. But the second they casted him, I was like, okay, bro. I was like, what are we doing? I was like, they have no idea. They do not know how to capitalize on hype, man. Bro, their lack of planning in the MCU is frustrating sometimes. It pisses me off. I'm like, why can't they just plan shit right, bro? The F4 should have been introduced in Ant-Man 3 at the end of Phase 4 to give us something to look forward to. Because that would have if they did that, that would have technically set up Doom anyway. Then you could have had the first Fantastic Four movie still be in that verse and just say it was a prequel. Come on, bro. Shit would be easy, man. MC pisses me off, bro. They have no idea what they're doing. It's actually absurd. They've been on a lucky streak for these last few movies, but they have no clue what's going on. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I miss the web constructs and want them brought back. I don't think I know what they're talking about. They should stop playing with bringing Gwen back and just leave her alone. Did they do that in the comics? Do they? I've seen a few storylines. I remember a few, but are they actively doing that in the comics? Where they try to bring Gwen back? I think they shouldn't. Yeah, I think every Spider-Man incarnation should have Gwen and kill her, because that is an essential part. That is, to me, is just as important to Spider-Man's story, to Spider-Man's mid-story, as Uncle Ben's death. And I know Gwen's a cool character, and it's sad that she's gotta die, but that is such an important part of the Spider-Man character. It's an important part of the mythos. It's like, oh, but she'd be so cool if you developed her. Facts. So what, Uncle Ben? But those are sacrifices you gotta make, bro. Well, back then they were trying to do Kang, which to be fair would have still worked since Kang is a descendant of Reed. Bro, that's why I thought they were gonna reveal the F4. I was like, they got Kang and Ant-Man? What's the connection? The Fantastic Four. I thought they were gonna have the Fantastic Four stuck in the fucking microverse or whatever it's called, the Quantumverse, the Quantum Mania or whatever the shit. And I thought they were gonna release the F4. Then you introduce the F4 in Ant-Man 3, then you make everyone go, damn, I'm so happy I watched fucking Ant-Man 3. And then everyone left Ant-Man 3 and was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Fucked up thing is my Reed fan cast was in that damn movie. The damn black guy, bro. Black Reed would have fed fucking generations. People would not be throwing racism allegations towards the MCU if they had a Black Reed right now. Just saying. Yeah, I hated when they brought back Gwen in the Ultimate Comics and tried to make her Carnage. Oh fuck, I remember that. That shit sucked ass. They should always stop trying to bring Gwen back. I guess my question was, is this currently happening? I have been trying to think about a Spider-Man hot take for a minute. I can't find one. That's okay. You can also just say Spider-Man opinions. I'm not going to yell at you if it's not a hot take. Shut the fuck up. It's not a hot take. I'm not going to yell at you, bro. I like Madam Web. It had its problem, but I enjoyed it. Yo, Jack is a menace. Get the fucking arrest this guy. Arrest this guy, bro. We got to put this guy in prison. He lost his soul. He likes Madam Web, lost his mind. That's a crazy hot take. That movie is hot, dookie, doo-doo ass. That movie is so bad. My son, if you're still in this, imagine Wolverine Origins, but if you took heroin. Imagine taking heroin and then watching Wolverine Origins. That's like watching Madam Web. That's not a joke, by the way. I have only like 2, to be honest. The Kitty Pryde one definitely is the hottest. It definitely is, bro. Anything related to Kitty Pryde and relationships in the Ultimate Universe, people have problems, and you know why. In respect, I might just be a sucker for Spider-Man X-Men stories in general, though. I'm dating a lot from her crossovers. I think it's fire. I think Spider-Man X-Men is a great combination. I think the MCU, because they're introducing X-Men soon, you know, post Secret Wars. Lamau, I woke up like a sleeper agent. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I was scared of Wolverine Origins. Whatchamacallit? I think the MCU has opportunity to make Spider-Man the X-Men, you know, crossover and have some fire stories. Spider-Man Homecoming is so overhated. Facts. That movie is actually good in my opinion. That movie's really good. Iron Man wasn't really in Peter's life as much as people say. He wasn't, bro. The story was just... The thing is, like, people were like, Iron Man was too much. The thing is, people dislike the premise of that film. Because Iron Man is a part of the premise. It is not a... That story does not happen without Iron Man, bro. Like, I'm sorry. That specific story does not happen. It's not just Peter... Because without it, what is it? It's... Oh, Peter tries to stop the Vulture. And does it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Iron Man is the reason why that story has conflict. And I like the story. I watched somebody watch it back when it came out. It was fucking insane. Yeah, bro. No, that movie sucks, bro. Wolverine Origins is garbage. And oh, you mean you watched someone watch Madam Web? I thought you meant Wolverine Origins. Yeah, no, that movie's bad. It's also not accurate. It's really silly. Spider Totem idea wasn't bad when it was introduced because it was only suggested as an alternate possibility and didn't invade a radioactive origin. Again, like I said, I think the Spider Totem stuff is fine if it doesn't replace the main Peter Parker stuff. I think these are hot takes for the game. Hot take. Oh, this is a hot take, chat. Oh, do we agree, chat? Tom's suit, this one, is better than Toby's. But the black accents are too much. Chat, I know my thoughts. Front no, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? In 2017, I would have said hell yeah. Because Tom's suit did stuff that Toby's suit couldn't. It had moving eyes, big thing. And it was a lot chiller. And it was a lot more classic and it was a lot more reminiscent of the 60s. But since we got the brand new Dave suit, which is literally just that suit, but closer, this suit is no longer that good to me. This isn't a hot take since we probably all agree for Venom. MJ should eat Paul. And Peter should stop interacting with her. What? What do you mean MJ should eat Paul? MJ should eat Paul? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would she eat Paul? I missed some chats. Which was worse, Morbius or Madam Web? Madam Web... Morbius is more boring. Madam Web is like more stupid. Madam Web is a much more stupid movie. But that's because they pretend it's important. Morbius is just boring as fuck. Soren said, and we didn't get this on chat, sorry y'all. The best homemade is either Homecoming or Your Friendly Neighborhood. Also, Toby is the most glazed Spider-Man. Every time I watch his films, he feels so lifeless to me. kind of. Hold up. First, the best homemade is Homecoming. I agree. I think it's Homecoming for sure. I think it works for the homemade vibe. I think it's fire. I think Toby is the most glazed. If you're my age, I think in the current generation, I think Andrew is the most glazed. He is an outstanding actor, but I think people give him extra credit because the movies were asked and they gotta compensate. I'm just saying, y'all. I think that's true. I think they gotta compensate for how bad those movies are, and they make him seem goated. That's just me though. Yeah, damn. Is Toby lifeless? I think his acting is a bit lifeless as Spider-Man. I think Toby's a great actor, but I think, you know, being in one of the first superhero movies where you can't see the face, it's like, bro, how the fuck do I do this? Toby did not have a background in anything that probably would have made him a much better Spider-Man actor. Mind you, Andrew is a crazy theater kid, and so is Tom. They have an advantage. They've acted for people who can't see them, so they know how to move. Also, they learn from Toby. But I think Toby's can be lifeless sometimes. But I think he's just awkward. I think Toby's a much better Peter. Mr. Nostalgia says, I've always been... hold up, sorry. I have always been indifferent on Toby's suit. It's good, but it's never been one of my faves. Yeah. I think the gray is insane. I think it works for the movie, but I think seeing it outside is crazy. Andrew is so tough that he rides a skateboard. That's good. Yeah, I'm fine with Peter riding a skateboard. Now at my age, riding a skateboard is not like a thing cool kids do. It's just a thing nerds do. Like, it's a thing, being a skater is nerdy. But as a kid, I think I was dumb and I thought being a skater made you cool. So I was like, why is Peter Parker cool in this movie? What the fuck? It doesn't. It makes you a bit, you know, it makes you into movement and sports and parkour. But that's a nerdy ass thing to like, bro. Real shit. Isn't MJ that got bonded with a symbiote and got cooked by Paul the same person? Yo, see, okay, Magic Boy. I didn't know that's what you were trying to tell me. Respectfully, I just thought you said you should eat Paul. Also cucked by Paul. I don't think you know what cucked means. That's okay. Andrew's Peter would have been a Zeke and Luther fan. He would have been like that, guys. Zeke and he would have been just like you, bro. He would have been just like you, Stoucher. Real shit, bro. He would have been just like you. Yeah, the MJ in the Spider-Man game. Yeah, I think that's what. Well, does MJ have the symbiote in the comics? I don't read the modern Spider-Man comics. It's like they're not that interesting to me. I also don't read comics like concurrently because they go on forever, bro. Like I catch up on runs. That's the best way to read comics. Like, I didn't know that we were 2 eras separated from Krakoa for the X-Men. I didn't know that. I thought we were 1. I thought we were still in From the Ashes. Krakoa era is so tough, by the way. I'm scared for the MCU to do it because the Krakoa era is fire. I love the Krakoa era. It's one of my favorites, and I think it's so politically nuanced, and I think it's so interesting because it's like, because I tell my friends this, I love asshole Charles, and I think because of how the movies have him, where he's like, oh my god, where they sort of treat him like a saint, like a saint who can't make mistakes, who like makes mistakes, but it's like, oh, because he's an old man. I think because of that, I'm meaner to Charles. But Charles is just as flawed as and like every X-Men. Every X-Men is extremely flawed. Charles is just like, bro, I gotta do shit. And I'm like, hey, there's shit where I don't think he should have done that. But I also agree with him that if he didn't do certain things, the outcomes would be very different. Soren says Miles should be a part of any young superhero team to separate him from Peter being a loner in the comics. Miles in the Champions is probably one of my favorite decisions ever. I know the MCU is never gonna do the Champions, but I think it's fire. I think the Champions is one of my favorite young superhero teams. MCU does not have the balls to have a whole island of polycule mutants. They don't. And if they do Krakoa, it's gonna be really watered down. It's gonna be very watered down because they're gonna be scared people are either gonna not understand the nuance or that people are gonna be like, this character is evil. What the fuck? And people are gonna react like that because people aren't very smart. Like, I think they're gonna be like, why is Professor X evil in the X-Men? It's like, bro, he's not evil, bro. He's just a guy. He's a person. It's like the whole point is that there's not evil and good. Like, there are characters who you're like, okay, that person we need to stop right now. But there's characters who are like, okay, but this is a decision that affects a country, a people, a culture, a history. It's far more complicated than just do the right thing, because sometimes the right thing gets fucking complicated. And it's easy for us, the reader, to go, well, you should do the nice thing. But sometimes the nice thing will not lead you to the thing that is better for the country. And then it's a question of, well, how do you rule a country? And that's why I love Krakoa. Because it's not just about people making decisions for people or people making decisions to bring justice. It's people leading a country, which is way different than the politics that the X-Men usually do. I think it's the perfect evolution for what the X-Men do. Sorry, I'm yapping. We got through a lot of comments. They ain't doing a Champions Young Avengers because they're gonna be 30 by the time they get to the. Yeah, they're not gonna. They had the chance. They should have done a. I mean, they could still do a Champions. They could still do a Champions. Miss Marvel's young. They could have a young Champions that are in their 20s. Get a young Miss Marvel. Get a young Cyclops. Get a young Ang Lee. Get a Ang Lee Hulk. No, that's the director. Get a young Hulk. Whatever his name was, I'm forgetting. You can do it. It's possible. It's not impossible. Will they do it? Probably not, but they could do it if they tried. I want Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey on the moon in the MCU. Let's get the thruple. Let's get the thruple. Let's get the thruple. Let's get the thruple. Come on, chat. Let's get the thruple, y'all. W's in the chat for thruple, please. I genuinely have no idea what they're trying to do with Miss Marvel / Kate Bishop. I think we need to acknowledge that they had plans that they're not telling us about, bro. Because that set up Young Avengers, and then they didn't have a plan to fucking keep it going. That's what I'm saying, man. They did not have plans. They should have had Avengers movies in every phase. Phase 4 should have ended with Secret Invasion as an Avengers movie, setting up the Avengers team. Fuck it, guys, I might as well. Would y'all want to see me doing pitching, fixing fucking the multiverse saga? Because I would love to do that, because it pisses me off how they did this shit. It straight up pisses me off, and I think we could have done a way better thing. I don't know, I'm not sure if I should do that or something else. I have other plans, because I am going to do pitching Secret Wars at some point. I want to do so much pitching to fix the MCU, because, bro, it's like so much, it pisses me off. Young superhero teams might not work super well in LA unless the goal is to see them grow over time. Or in live action, unless the goal is to see them grow over time. I think we should see them grow over time. I think ideally we should see a Young Avengers. Like, ideally, my goal would have been Young Avengers, give them a trilogy. By the end of the trilogy, they're not Young Avengers anymore. They're just Avengers. They're just Avengers. That should be the ideal for young superheroes. By the end of their story, they should just be adults. And it's like, oh, who are these side characters? Who are these characters in these movies? Well, if you want to see their origin, go watch this trilogy. That's ideal. I'd be there for it. That's fire. Hope there's an attempt by Deadpool to raid Krakoa. Magic Boy, I think, you know what? I think that'd be funny. I think that'd be funny. I want to do Krakoa and I want it to be permanent, bro, but that would never happen. Technically, all the Young Avengers are in the MCU right now. Yeah, they are, bro, but this fucking, the team's not together. Oh, you do a Young Avengers movie instead of a show? Oh! No, a show would be better. A show would be way better. A show would be way better. No, you're right. A Young Avengers show would be way better. Young Avengers show 3 seasons, the equivalent of a movie. 3 Disney Plus seasons. Bingo bongo. Bang. You got it. 2. Fuck it. Enough till Secret Wars. I don't know. Fucking Young Avengers, dude. That'd be dope. Oh, the MCU could have been so good where they fumbled. It's fucked up. And then he roasts the shit out of Krakoa due to the lack of mutant. Like, because he's not a mutant? Yeah. Honestly, Deadpool should do silly stuff. Deadpool should do silly stuff. But chat. I think that's gonna be Patriot's my favorite member, and it still pisses me off that they're not doing anything with him, bro, because they had no plan. I'm saying they had 0 plans. They were like, yo, let's set up a young event. If they had a plan, here's what would be happening. Like, I think some people are interpreting what's going on at Marvel as malicious. I don't think it's malicious. I think it's disrespectful and fucking stupid that they didn't plan anything, bro. And they didn't plan shit. They did not plan it accordingly. Why on earth is the last Avengers film fucking almost 10 years ago? Come I feel like people would call Young Avengers woke and it would get canceled after season 2. Fits everything that you fixed. I mean, you would go, bro. It would definitely be called woke. I don't think it'd be canceled because it got called woke. I think it would be called woke and then maybe people wouldn't watch it and then it would get canceled. That happens, but it's not. Marvel doesn't cancel shit often because of like that kind of reception, bro. Because it's allowed. It's allowed. It's almost a loud majority. It's loud as fuck, but it's not most people, bro. She-Hulk might not get a second season because Marvel's looking at their schedule and is like, bro, why on earth would we prioritize She-Hulk right now, respectfully? Plus, people kind of were okay on it. The Wonder Man thing is fucked up because that had a second season lined up. That's why it's especially fucked up, because it had a second season lined up. If they knew they weren't going to do more Wonder Man, they shouldn't have greenlit a second season. That's all I'm saying. Or if MCU actually does Krakoa and then there's 20 to 10 mutants present on the island. Bro, if they do Krakoa, they need to have thousands, bro. You can only do Krakoa as like a third trilogy or a third era. Real talk, how did the Avatar live action get renewed for that horrific second season? Because Netflix does not get paid for making good shows. They get paid for making shows, right? So they don't lose money on stuff like that. They do not lose money. And if some people like it, which some people do like it, they gonna keep that shit going, bro. No, so it's Avatar. They invested a lot. They invested a lot. I don't know, man. I haven't seen that. I've watched people talk about some stuff about it, but I haven't seen it. And I can always be like, oh man, I can trust it doesn't look great, but I haven't seen it. And I don't want to have an opinion on it if I haven't seen it. That's on me though. But I could, if it was like if they do some shit like that to X-Men, no, I'm gonna be mad as fuck. The crazy thing is that One Piece on Netflix is absolutely goated. That shit is perfection. Am I weird for not being hyped for X-Men in the MCU? I have never liked them unless it's X-Men Unlimited. What the fuck is X-Men Unlimited, bro? What is that? I'm supposed to... We're about to wrap stream up. What the fuck is this? I have never read this ever. This looks 90s as fuck. This looks 90s as hell. 2000s? You know what? That's my fault. Huh. It's normal that you're not hyped. They haven't hyped it up well. They haven't. They hyped it up okay. If they drop an X-Men movie after Secret Wars, they're cooked. They gotta hype that shit up. But chat. I'm gonna say we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up for today. But thank you for the stream. This shit was awesome. This shit was outstanding. This shit was extremely successful. We went through some Spider-Man hot takes. We might go through a few more next week. Friday. But who knows? I'm gonna let y'all know. Stay posted on the community tab. Thank you for joining me, whether you're watching it right now, you're watching it before. Shout out to every single person, or whether you're watching it right now when it's after the fact. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for clicking like. Thank you for being support. I don't know if I want to trust the current MCU with introducing new characters. I'm saying what we're thinking. People have hope though. I don't know. But it's like the X-Men stuff over in Deadpool 2. Yeah. But okay, I'm gonna head out. I gotta eat dinner and I gotta do stuff. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope all of you enjoy. Click that like button, click the subscribe button. If you want to watch my videos early, become a YouTube member or a Patreon. Thank you so much for all the support. And I hope all of you have a damn good one. Peace.